Healing is possible with Tremfya. Tremfya now offers self-administration from the start. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
Anyone who is planning to fly in the next few days, get your backup plan ready. Unless there's some miracle development with the government shutdown, the FAA is planning to cut flights by 10% beginning tomorrow at the country's 40 busiest airports, from LAX to JFK, D.C., Atlanta, Boston, Philadelphia, and Chicago. The Department of Transportation says this decision is for flyers' safety, warning that staffing shortages and fatigue among air traffic controllers could lead to critical mistakes if left unchecked.
I'm concerned about disrupting people's travel. We're coming into a weekend. That doesn't, listen, I travel a lot. We are concerned about that. But we had to have a gut check of what is our job. Is it to make sure there's, minimal delays or minimal cancellations, or is our job to make sure we make the hard decisions to continue to keep the airspace safe? That is our job.
The air traffic controller shortages have already led to tens of thousands of flights being delayed or canceled. All of this, of course, unfolding right before one of the busiest travel seasons of the year. This woman has already canceled her plans.
My brother lives on the East Coast, and usually he does Thanksgiving, but I have vetoed and protested this year and will not make it happen, sadly.
MSNBC's Mark Santia is at Philadelphia International, one of the airports expected to see reductions starting tomorrow. With me here in studio, founder of The Points Guy, Brian Kelly. Okay, Mark, approximately 81,600 passengers fly out of the airport where you are every day. So what are the preps like going on, and what are you hearing there?
So, Chris, people are preparing for tomorrow by getting ready today. Many passengers getting here early. They just wanted to check out the security lines. They were wondering how this was all going to work out. Now, remember, tomorrow it's a 4% reduction. Then it builds from there. So the concern for folks here in Philly is what happens when I come back to Philadelphia? So people are making arrangements with their babysitters, with their dog sitters, talking to their bosses just in case their flights back here to Philly are delayed or cut. They tell us that's really the concern right now. So they're making preparations for those return flights just in case there's that 10% reduction. Passengers we talked to said they are preparing for the unexpected. Take a listen.
There's a concern for everybody traveling. We spend a lot of money and we need to get things straightened out.
It is what it is. What are you going to do? I can't do anything to change it. As long as everything's safe, that's all that matters.
And back here live, Chris, that's the common theme. That's the common theme we're hearing, is that passengers say they want to be safe. That's something obviously being echoed by the government as well. But passengers are also telling us they're looking ahead, Chris. 31 million people are expected to be flying for Thanksgiving. We talked to several passengers already today here in Philadelphia who say they're driving. They're not willing to roll the dice. They don't know what's going to happen, and they're already making preparations to drive to see loved ones for the Thanksgiving holiday. Back to you, Chris.
Oh, did you have to say that? Because my brother, who is driving here to see me for Thanksgiving, already called me and said, I'm worried about how long it's going to take me to get there. I said, the tickets are bought, the turkey's ordered, you're coming. But that's neither here nor there. Brian, I mean, this is obviously for a lot of people, they don't know what to do. I want to play for you what the Secretary of Transportation's advice was, and I will talk about it on the other side.
As we come into Thanksgiving, if we're still in the shutdown posture, it's going to be rough out there, really rough. And we'll mitigate the safety side, but will you fly on time? Will your flight actually go? That is yet to be seen, but there'll be more disruption. So, yeah, would I still book? If there's deals out there, I'd book my flight. I'm flying my kids home from school, Lawrence. I booked those flights last night. Of course I'm going to book them. But again, we're going to have to all work together as the American people to navigate this really not great situation.
Book and see what happens? Is that your advice?
Well, it depends where you're going. International flights, do not worry. I have a lot of friends calling me saying, I'm going to Paris or Dubai. Those flights are not going to be...
I feel so sorry for them.
They're not going to be canceled. The flights that are going to be canceled the most are smaller regional routes. So if you're flying...
Because it affects fewer people, is that the
correct.
decision
It's
generally?
the same amount of manpower for an air traffic controller to figure out and transfer a tiny plane as it is an A380. So the airlines, they're going to cut the flights that are empty, not making a lot of money. And, United even came out and said, no international, no hub to hub. But I do think people should be booking refundable fares or using your frequent flyer miles. People don't realize when you use your points, you can cancel up until departure. And this is what I do as an expert. If I really need to get somewhere, I'm booking a second reservation on a different airline using miles, just in case my one might get canceled.
I'm not going to say I've ever done that before, but maybe. The reality is, though, if you start cutting flights, and let's say you have to get on one of these short, what I call puddle jumper flights, I mean, doesn't it have a domino effect? Like your chance of getting rebooked may be small.
Absolutely.
At least immediately or anytime soon.
And everyone traveling, I cannot stress this enough, make sure your contact information is stored with the airline. If you booked flights through an online travel agency, the airline likely can't even get in contact with you. So go into your record locator, update your information, because the airlines starting today are going to start messaging people saying you can rebook. And time is of the essence. You want to go into the airline app and immediately choose the best option, because if you wait or show up on the day of departure, you're going to have no options.
Well, I thought it was interesting that American already said the airline will refund passengers who don't want to fly with these restrictions in place. And look, it's probably smart on their part, too, because if some people drop off, they have maybe a little more flexibility. But what should people know about all airlines and what your rights are in a situation like this?
Your rights are this. It's simple. The DOT states if your domestic flight gets moved 3 hours or more, you are owed a full refund if you want it, or you can allow the airline to rebook you. Do never take a voucher. The airlines may say, okay, you'll get a voucher. Never, ever take that unless it's a lot more. For international, it's a 6-hour delay would allow you to get a full refund. Beyond that, we don't have a passenger bill of rights in the U.S. You can ask the airline to get you a hotel, but be proactive. And also your credit card. What people don't realize, if you booked hotels or a cruise that you're not going to be able to make, your credit card might be able to reimburse you. But this is a good time to book travel insurance. And don't do travel insurance through the airline. You can go to sites like Insure My Trip, and then you can actually compare policies. But when you book it through the hotel or airline, it's not as good of coverage.
Quick question. If they know this is coming, and we do know it's coming, right? One of the biggest frustrations for flyers is the flight's on time, the flight's on time, the flight's on time. They get to the airport, which in many places is not that easy to do. And then they find out at flight time that it's been canceled. Are these likely to be canceled with more notice so people don't have that?
It's all across the board. I mean, today, even look at Newark Airport has wind, and we're seeing massive delays. And also, I'll warn people, you have to get to the airport even if your flight's delayed, because the airlines will undelay your flight very quickly. So you really have to pack patience. Go to the bathroom before you taxi on the plane, because we're seeing really long taxi times. So, bring snacks. Bring water on the plane with you, go to the restroom, but you really have to pack patience.
Such good advice. Brian Kelly, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. And good luck to everybody who is flying.